Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
1221 N Street, Lincoln. CordellCordell.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
And first-team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
All right, you heard the intro. It's time for Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jackson Kleinschmidt, producer in here, filling in for Bach, who's on vacation, but still got your host as always, Steve Taylor, in with me.
You're the DA, and my buddy Bach didn't even text me that he was going to the Philippines. I was wondering why I was so silent. I haven't heard from him.
So is it a family vacay or what?
Yeah, I think he's down there with his family. I know he's posted some nice photos that he's been out there taking over there in the Philippines.
Of all places, though, the Philippines.
Yeah,
I wonder what the connection is.
I think his wife has family out there.
Yeah, she does. Actually,
she does.
She does. So
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here, man.
Of course.
You know, it's been I'm in recovery now because I tweaked my back last Monday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, dude, I feel so much better. You know, I just overdid it. I was picking weeds, cleaning up the yard, and then I was moving some lumber at one of my projects and was feeling good, right? And feeling too good. Went to make a sudden move and boom, tweaked my back. And I had a cane for a couple of days, but now I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm ready to go. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. So,
well, it was a big Husker sports weekend.
Tell me about it.
Sure, as you saw, Husker baseball goes back to back at the Big Ten tournament. Takes back Big Ten.
My wife was driving me nuts. It was like we had to schedule everything around Husker softball and Husker baseball. Now, obviously, because I played baseball, so I enjoy watching it.
Oh yeah.
But man, she was relentless. I mean, if we went out to eat, we had to go to a bar that had a great TV where we can watch the game, and then we kind of got into a little tizzy, at one of our favorite bars because I wanted to watch the NBA finals, right?
For sure, yeah.
And Nebraska softball was on, and Nebraska baseball was on, but actually the softball game was delayed, so it actually worked out pretty good. So we had one TV, we had Nebraska baseball on, then we got the final.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. I know I had my little multi-box on my YouTube TV that let you kind of watch multiple things at the same time. So I was flipping through, and it was a crazy sports weekend.
I text my buddy Sean Buchanan, who played baseball. You're too young to know Sean. But he played baseball here, then played in the Chicago White Sox organization for about 7-8 years, and man, I was a pretty good baseball player, and I was drafted and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But it just brings back so many memories of how good these guys really are. I mean,
yeah,
the field plays they were making, the at-bats. I mean, these guys under pressure, the pitching, Nebraska was outstanding. It was a fun week. And as I'm sitting here watching all this and, winning is in the air, the softball team doing what they're doing. I mean, that pitcher is just a stud, right? Anyway, I'm like, you know what? The Huskers are definitely going to do something this year on the football field. I mean, because now it's contagious, right? And it was just a great week to watch. And you can't say enough for the Husker baseball. The Big Ten championship, tournament play was just outstanding. It was amazing, right? And I really felt good to be a Husker.
No, absolutely. It was a great weekend to be a Husker.
Yeah, so now it just needs to spill over to football.
No, yeah.
And now I'm like really getting excited. So, and I'm kind of upset with myself because I got a late jump on the season opener in Arrowhead, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking I need to get my plans in order. And dude, I'm struggling to get tickets, right? And I called some really good friends of mine who are, very well known in Kansas City, and they're having a hard time too. So I think that's going to be a very, very exciting game. But watching all the winning, what the Huskers are doing, I'm like, okay, I think this is a year that the Huskers are going to really break out on the football field.
Yeah, just watching calls go baseball's way and just everything going their way. I'm like, that's got to come over to football.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
Think about it. They win the Big Ten tournament largely because a Michigan State outfielder dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And one thing led to another. And I'm like, that's athletics. That's how close you are or how far you are. But them to go on and do what they did was pretty amazing. I'm like, you know what? Nebraska may be a baseball school.
Yeah, a lot of people say that was revenge for the punt return back in 2021 that went their way at the end of that very close one-score game, as we all know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very fun weekend to watch Husker sports. It was an unfortunate ending for the softball team.
Yes.
But a great season nonetheless, for sure, for them.
Great run. They're in the mix of things. And, I just felt proud to be a Husker. I'm thinking this has to be it now. This has to be the time. So, they came up short, but 2 pitching studs or studettes, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you call a female stud? What do you call them?
I don't even know.
May have to Google that.
Jordy's just unreal.
And I can't believe she didn't bat at Oklahoma.
Yeah, I from what I know, I think they didn't really want her to bat. That's just not what they saw her as. But she always had that
ability,
passion to go out there and hit. And Nebraska obviously gave her that opportunity, and she obviously showed why she probably should have been hitting this entire time.
Women's sports right now, I've always watched, but not to the degree that I'm watching it now.
No, it's crazy.
I mean, I was like, why did I not pay more attention to this when I was in college, right? Because they're phenomenal.
Oh,
absolutely. I mean, I even turned on the TV and I watched the Indiana Fever.
Oh yeah,
versus Angel Reese's team and what they were doing, and watched. I was really on a weekend watch WNBA, which is something I probably never done besides last year when all the stuff was going on with that. And I'm like, man, these girls are absolutely phenomenal. So I was asking my wife, there is a professional softball league? I've never watched it.
Is there? I actually don't think I knew that.
I think there is because my buddy here, Jim, he's a great golfer like me, and we're going to chuckle about this. I bought all these fairway woods and these clubs, right? And I didn't need them, and so I was trying to get rid of them. So I go to Play It Again Sports quite a bit to sell my gently used golf clubs and shoes and that kind of stuff, right? But they got a couple of posters in there. One softball pitcher, and she's a professional softball player. Huh. So I know there is, and I don't know how they're compensated, but I was thinking to myself, God, I mean, this girl is so talented. I hope she can go somewhere and play, and make some money. I don't know how it is, but I think there is a professional softball league.
The AUSL, the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, is considered the premier professional women's softball league in the United States.
Yeah.
I didn't think I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I start watching some professional softball.
There we go. Yeah. It was awesome to watch. Something I hadn't really paid a whole lot of attention to softball before in my life until watching Jordy Ball here. So
and the Tennessee pitcher did not have a mask on, and all my wife was talking about, she doesn't have a mask. And I was like, I never really paid attention to it because most of the pitchers do that. That field is condensed. It's short.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's short, and so you can get some rockets thrown at you, right? And but no, she pitched the whole game and she never wore a mask. But every other pitcher wear some type of face guard.
I talked to Adam Carricker yesterday, and what we kind of discussed was, would you rather, because she broke her own record for the fastest pitch.
She did.
In the NCAA.
What was it? Was it
79 miles
79.
an hour.
Wow.
Would you rather have to sit there and take a 79 mile an hour pitch from, I don't know the exact measurements, but it's less than the 60 foot that it is in the MLB, or would you rather take like a 95? Because from what I know, the equivalent of a 75 mile an hour fastball or 79 mile an hour pitch in softball is about 111 in the MLB.
That would be interesting.
So yeah, I honestly would probably rather take the MLB 95.
You think so?
I
dude.
think it'd be harder to hit. It was so because she throws this pitch and it happened to be Jordy Ball who was at bat.
Yeah.
And Jordy Ball was able to foul it off.
Oh yeah.
So it's very interesting to see. Yeah. So I know you had some NBA stuff that you wanted to dive into, and
it's just been unreal. Like first of all, I love watching the playoffs in any sport because
for sure.
that's when you get the best. They play 100% for 4 quarters. I mean, they leave absolutely nothing out there. So it's nice because I'm kind of pulling for OKC, right? But I think it's wide open. I think it's wide open because you have some teams in there that are really, I don't want to say no-namers, but do not have a lot of national, NBA titles.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Pacers have been close. Cleveland has one, but they were the number 1 seed, but they were knocked off early. And then you got OKC, who I love that Shea guy. I mean, he's dude, he's so
MVP.
smooth. Oh, I mean, he's just so smooth. He controls the pace of the game, and I think it's wide open. Who's going to win? Right, and then you got the Timberwolves, you got the Wolves, so it's just interesting to watch because I don't think there's a favorite now that Cleveland has been knocked out and Boston and all those teams. So, and they just they make it look so easy. Easy.
No kidding.
I played basketball up to my junior year, but they just make it. And my nephew played in the league for 12 years and it has an NBA title, and I got to appreciate their skill level. Not that I didn't before, but I really appreciate how talented and how good those guys really are. I mean, the shots that they make, how they get to the rim, and they're tough. It's pretty physical.
I know the Pacers go up 3-1 last night.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite?
If I had to pick, I would probably pick OKC. I think that's just the safe bet.
Yeah. Well, I like it too because I went to a couple of games down there when my nephew was playing for the Mavericks. We went down there in the playoffs, and that's when the Westbrook was playing for him.
Oh, wow,
So it's kind of fun. So it's close, but and they're such a young team. They're a young team, and it'd be nice to see if they can do it. So I wouldn't be upset if the Pacers won it. I think they got some great players. They're young as well. At least they seem young to me because I'm 58. So it's just exciting to watch. It's a good time. And I'm gonna watch the game tonight. So
for sure,
we're gonna see what's gonna happen with that.
It's a good year to be an NBA fan. I feel like anybody would be happy enough to see either of these 4 teams get a ring.
I'm starting to appreciate these younger talents. Obviously LeBron, but I'm of the Jordan era. So we're always talking about Jordan and Bird and all these guys. And so unfortunately, these new stars, they kind of get overshadowed or they don't get the respect I think they should get because some of the things that they're doing, like what's the guard from Indiana who set the record last night for points?
Be Tyrese, Tyrese.
Yeah, points and rebounds and assists and no turnovers. No turnovers for 4 quarters. I mean, he set a record.
Jeez.
I mean, think about that. Think of all the great players who have played, and he had 30 points, 15 assists, and something like that, and 10 or 11, 12, 13 rebounds, and no turnovers. That's never been done in the NBA. Think about that. All the great players, all the great point guards, everyone, Nash and, Stockton, he had no turnovers in the final. That's unbelievable.
That is actually.
I mean, when you really think about it, that's unbelievable, man. So big kudos to them. So
Tyrese, the point guard for the Pacers, is someone who a lot of people going into this playoff run called like an overrated type of player in the NBA. I think he's really put a lot of those talks to rest in this playoff run, especially. Like he's proving himself, and he might lead them to a finals run. Who knows? And
the skill level of the big guys, Towns and those guys. I mean, shooting the 3-pointers that they made, and getting to the hoop, and I mean, you never seen Shaq do that. I mean, their skill set is unbelievable. So I'm just really taking that in, man, and just enjoying it. And it's a good time right now to get us into Husker football. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Get us pumped for Husker football because we're in summer. They're going to go into school here in August, and then fall camp will roll around. And then you have the season opener. So it's great. And then plus my good friend here, Jim, was, he keeps me informed on a lot of stuff. I'm hearing I've been online paying attention to what's going on, with the portal and the players that that we're signing and all this stuff and the expectations of Dylan Raiola. But what I like what I'm hearing now, what I like the most, how we're getting acknowledged or getting some respect from other coaches around the league and throughout the nation of saying, hey, Nebraska are signing some good players. You know, they got a good coach in hand, and they got a great quarterback, or could be an outstanding quarterback. You know, you're hearing good, positive things. So not only am we witnessing that in the state, people around the country are starting to recognize that and see that. So that kind of tells me, you know, maybe this is the year that we're going to chip that block down and get over that hump.
It's year 3 of Matt Rule, who usually has a good track record in year 3 when it comes to his prior to, I guess if you skip over Carolina, but prior to jobs over there.
All the stars are kind of lining up. You know, and I'm not talking Kool-Aid. I'm just saying things are we've just been chipping away, doing our business, doing our homework, you know, and Rule has been tweaking his staff, you know, with the additions that we have, moving people around, doing some things. I mean, he's just positioning himself with what you need to do to be successful. And we keep talking about this third year, right? Those are statistics, you know, and you know, that should happen, but you never know, right? Because we've kind of had these conversations a little bit, but he's slowly been growing and building something. So, you know, I think it's very possible that we can have, you know, an 8, 9, 10 win season, you know?
Yeah, I'd love to see 10 wins for Nebraska.
And be in that conversation,
Absolutely.
But not only are we seeing and hearing that, but coaches around the league who are other professionals, and it's anonymous, of course, you know, but at some of these great institutions are, you know, Nebraska is catching some eyes.
And Nebraska is recruiting at a higher level than I'm 20 years old. So
are you serious?
I'm 20 years old.
God.
Nebraska is recruiting at a higher level than I feel like I've ever seen in my lifetime at this point. We're recruiting at such a high level. I saw a great post the other day on social media that said, it's so great that it feels like with every recruit, we're battling Alabama, Miami. Like we're battling all these top tier schools.
Yes.
It just shows what Nebraska's been able to accomplish over the past couple of years and what it means to these recruits that are now considering Nebraska coming out of high school.
You know, you're 100% correct. And, you know, I can't be more supportive of Coach Rule than what he's done and what he's currently doing. I mean, from day one, he's just been that way. So that's extremely encouraging.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you, I talked about this last week on the show after Mother's Day. You know, we bumped into him at Ruhlman Steakhouse in Ashland.
Oh wow!
I mean, and he had his entire family there. His entire family, and this was a Saturday, the day before Mother's Day. He had his entire family there. I don't know, 15 top, 16 top, and I had like a 6 or 8 top next to him. And man, he was so cool. I mean, people were coming up, taking pictures with him, asking for autographs. Not once did he hesitate. And he actually enjoyed it. And his little kids were running around the restaurant out there in the patio, or his grandkids or whatever. And it was just nice to see a Nebraska head coach in that position. And it was just second nature to him. It wasn't an inconvenience at all.
Yeah, I've heard some great stories, and I've had some great experiences with Matt Rule. So, yeah, I've heard that he's just a very down to earth person. That's the type of guy you want.
I mean, and this is every occasion I probably talked to him 3 to 5 times in the public, and sometimes at the stadium at some events and stuff. And he's been that way. Now I hear he's tough with his staff, but he's tough in a good way. So right now he seems to have a good mix, right?
Absolutely.
And he's not afraid to make the big decisions. I think we saw a little bit of that last year with the new offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
you can see the immediate difference of what he was bringing to the table. And this guy, he's seasoned, he's experienced, he's been down, he's been there, he's done that. He knows what he wants to do and how he wants to go about it. He's not afraid of tweaking some things, doing some things differently. So I'm expecting Nebraska to have a really good, solid, consistent year on that side of the ball. And I know the jump that I made from my sophomore year when I started, first year I started, then my junior year, I know the jump that I made. And if Raiola has some type of jump like that, it could be a monstrous season for him. He could very well be in the Heisman conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think he definitely has a great skill set. And from what I've seen, a little bit of him in the offseason, that he's, not that it's a major concern that he's leaned up, he's trimmed up, but I think he knows if he's mobile, what dimension that would add to his game.
Yeah.
And so once he recognizes that and sees that, then it will elevate his play to a totally different level. Then obviously having a great surrounding cast, having a good running back, which they have, a good solid running back,
absolutely,
a decent offensive line, and some receivers that do some things. They could be very successful on that side of the football field.
I think it's going to be a very, very fun. I'm almost more excited this year to watch Nebraska than I was last year. Like,
is that right?
Like the feeling like with Dylan Iola coming in last year was like it was very high. You got the highest rated recruit at the time to come in to the university,
and you got to credit Rule to that. I mean, to go out there, because I don't want to talk negatively about the previous administration, but Frost had the same opportunity to get Dylan,
absolutely,
and it was not looking good. It wasn't good, right?
No,
but Rule got it done.
Yep.
And then, once you get that guy, it's almost like you look at Colorado. When I was being recruited from Colorado, they say, hey, if we get a guy like you, Steve, then we're going to be that program, right? We're going to get there, right? Now, I had Nebraska as a choice. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to be the guinea pig there when I got a proven, establishment in Nebraska. But he was able to do that there, and he got those players. And you saw the run that Colorado made, in the mid to late 80s, and then into the 90s, what they were able to do, the Cordell Stewarts and all those Detmers and all those quarterbacks. So that's where Rule is done, and Dylan has definitely had that effect. And their talent level, I think, is much higher than it's been in probably maybe a decade, for sure. The overall team talent, and speed and everything. Now we're going to see if that really comes to fruition, but right now it looks that way. And if these guys pan out to be what they think they can be, then we're getting closer to being in contention for the Big Ten title.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. Don't go anywhere. More weekly Rap Sessions when we return.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Early break. One-handed behind the back, behind the back, over the shoulder. Oh yeah,
They're peacocking out there.
Eyes closed like that. High stepping, high knees.
That guy doing
high knees. I saw a guy doing a karaoke down the sidewalk. Guys, is incredible.
Usually there's a microphone.
Yeah, I can do anything. Flip it over, sing into it. And then there's me. I'm like.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Summertime is here. It's time to get to Brown's Shoe Fit for their May sandal sale. From now through May 31st, get $15 off all regular price sandals. Whether it's for hiking, for the lake, or just everyday sandals, Brown's has you covered. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your summer off right with the May sandal sale at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
The goal for those coming on the road, let's go get that first. And then here's what'll happen. There'll be you'll kind of be lackadaisical. Instead of keeping that energy, why not too? Instead of keeping that energy, you'll probably see just a little bit more ease of play. Because in the psyche, we did what we came to do.
Every weekday from 3 to 5 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to weekly rap sessions with the All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Steve was telling me during the break, you're a pretty avid golfer.
I am. And I tell you what, I got a friend. I love golf. My wife said, I think you've met someone who loves golf more than you, right? And we're finding out we have a lot of things in common, along with our OCD tendencies, right? Right. But anyway, I got a good friend of mine, Jim, from Tucson. He's an Omaha native. He's been on our show before.
Okay.
He's an Omaha native, graduated from Central High School, went to law school at Creighton. Huge supporter of University of Nebraska. And he actually was a supporter of the Ticket. He did some advertising with us and support us. So he's in town we have what I call the Old Man Open, the Senior Open. And he's my guest this weekend. And this week, and I've been his guest out at Stone Canyon in Tucson. But he's fun to play with, right? He knows everything about Husker football, and he's a golf fanatic, right? So welcome to the show, Jim.
Thank you.
Now we're talking a lot about Husker football, right? So are we drinking the Kool-Aid? What's your thoughts on Husker football and what you think Coach Rhule is doing to get an objective point of view versus some people that are really, really close to the program?
I love Coach Rhule. I think he's just what we needed. He's great with the fans. He's great with the media, and he's giving people the confidence that he can build it. I agree with what you guys said earlier. The recruiting is way further along than it had been in a long time, and that's the thing that really matters. But you go back to the NFL draft, not that this is the sole criteria, but Ohio State had 14 players drafted, and what we had 2. So you can talk about the offensive formations and strategy of this, that, and the other, but the fact of it is they've got that much more talent than we've had, and that's where we've got to catch up.
Yeah.
But I'm very optimistic and excited for the season.
And this is from a former quarterback as well.
No.
So not only does he have the intellectual part, he has played the position and whatnot. So we're not just drinking the Kool-Aid and getting overly excited about what's going on.
Well, put it into context. Flag football. But I was good, though. I was good.
That's what matters. I played flag football, so I get it.
And we had a lot of plays. I was the only one on the team who memorized all the plays. That's why I was the quarterback. I may have had a tiny bit of ability, but.
So I got a question for you. Would you prefer to be a professional football player or a professional golfer?
I would have loved to play quarterback at a higher level had I been taller and stronger and faster.
Yeah.
But golf would be pretty cool to play on a professional level.
You know, and the reason why I say it is because I think golf is the most difficult sport to play. And we talk about this all the time, right? You know, and I compare it to football and an athletic sport, football, baseball, basketball. I mean, you're reacting. You don't have a lot of time to think about things. But I think the component about golf is that the mental aspect, I think, far exceeds what's expected in other sports, right? And I've been over 3-foot putts. I've been over 5-foot putts. I've been on the tee box, you know, up by 1, leading by 1. I mean, and I found this out, Jim, when I retired from football in 1997, right? I played I entered a golf tournament at Yankee Hill. It was a club stroke play. And I played it a couple of times. And the year I won it, I was lucky to win it in 2007. I slept almost the entire next day. I mean, because every shot, every putt, every swing could take you out of the tournament. And it was only a 2-day tournament. And that's when I really respected of what golfers go through and the different type of mindset you have to have versus football. And it's all on you. It's all on you. And you see golfers talk about this. You hear them talk about it. That's why I think Tiger, you know, we talk about Jordan. We talk about Tom Brady. We talk about, you know, the guy from Kansas City, Mahomes. We talk about all these great players, Magic Johnson. I mean, all these great players. I said, but Tiger is different because since he picked up a golf club when he was 6 or 7 years old, the amount of pressure that was on him to succeed. And then, and not even bringing in the racial aspect of it, right? Being the only, you know, biracial kid or African-American kid in a sport that was dominated, you know, you were the minority, right? And didn't have the opportunities that everyone else had. And for him to go and do what he has done throughout his career just told me he is the best. And the mental aspect you had to have of the game.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Well, I'll tell you a quick story about former high-level athletes playing golf, and Steve in particular. Steve's an extremely good golfer. He drives the ball a mile. He putts really well. He's just really, really good. And the thing I love, when we met, we started playing a lot of golf together, and we entered into some of these tournaments. If Steve has a critical shot, a critical situation, he will say, "Come on, Steve, make a play." Now,
I relate everything to football. You got to make a play.
That's not a typical golfer thing to say or do, but it's the way that he got himself psyched up for the shot, and probably the way he got himself psyched up in a key situation in a football game. So it's a great trait. I've got another friend at my home club. This guy was a quarterback at Arizona. He's now an orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, wow.
And he has never taken a golf lesson. He's got about the same handicap,
Wow.
low
Yeah, I've met
handicap
him.
as you.
Yep.
Really nice guy. Never taken a lesson, you know. So I think for former athletes who take up golf, it's the one thing we could do at an older age and still kind of feed the beast in terms of our need to compete. And it's really fun. And the mental aspect is really interesting because let's say I took that pin and I just flipped it to you. I could probably hit your hands 10 out of 10 times.
Oh, yeah.
You'd probably catch it 10 out of 10 times. And you wouldn't even think about it, right? But if you had a putt this length that you had to make in a key situation, all of a sudden your mind starts going. And you get into trouble when you don't react to it as an athletic move the way we would do if I just flipped you the pin or flipped you a ball. And that's where it's so difficult.
I mean, think about this for a minute, right? Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer, one of the best basketball players to ever play the game. He got to a point in golf, he couldn't even swing. Think about that. He's been on the free throw line many, many times, but you got to make the free throw to win the game, right? Easy peasy. But golf is so taxing and so stressful and so demanding. He was blocked. I don't know if you know Charles Barkley played golf.
Yeah. No,
I don't
I've
know.
seen some of the stuff with that. He's done so many like tournaments and stuff.
Yeah,
being
and
a
he
judge
literally couldn't take the club back. He was with Haney, famous golf coach of all time, right? Was working with him, and Barkley couldn't even take the club back, right?
Well, I think he worked with a number of top level instructors, and then finally, there's this guy who used to be on tour. His name is Stan Utley, and he was on tour. He didn't do so well on tour, but he was a putting savant, and this guy was the best putter on tour. I mean, he had some tournament where he had 9 putts in 9 hole.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. So now he's a high level putting instructor in Phoenix, and he met Charles, and Charles had this horrible hitch in his swing that was so difficult. And he called Charles up and he said, "I think I can help you." And he somehow unlocked the mental thing in Charles. So now Charles I think he plays every day, and he's really good, and he can hit the ball a mile. And this guy unlocked some little thing that was, deep in his psyche that was preventing him from really even swinging the club.
I love Charles. I think that TNT team, they are just excellent together. I don't know if you watch them or not.
No, I've seen a little bit of them.
I mean, Kenny and those guys and Shaq and I mean, they have a camaraderie in what they do on the show. That's everyone's dream. But I love Charles, and my wife loves him as well. And all she talks about, I want to be Charles Barkley, because Charles made a comment. The biggest decision he wants to make is which cigar he's taking to the golf course. I mean,
to live that life.
To live that life, right? I mean, you can't sum it up any better than that. I mean, they get paid a lot of money for what they do, and they deserve it. But they have so much fun, and they're so knowledgeable the way they talk about the game. But golf, to me, I don't know why I love golf so much. I mean, I think it's the people that you meet. Like you and I met 5 years ago through a mutual friend from the athletic department, and we have golf in common, along with we like sports and everything. But golf is all on you. It's no one else. You don't have a receiver to catch the ball. You don't have a running back to hand it off to. You don't have a defensive player that can make a play. I mean, I think it's the true testament of someone and the character, the honor in the game and what you have to do. It's a great game, and you meet great people, and it's just open. And I started playing when I was 13, and we got a tournament that starts today. Jim came in yesterday for the practice round, so we got a shotgun start at 1:00, and we have a good day to play, and we're gonna go out there and have some fun. But and the reason why I talk about golf, because I can relate it to life, and what it's done for me. And I get in tears sometimes. I was watching the tournament last week. Obviously, we all watched the PGA Championship and what Scheffler did and all that stuff. But Griffin won. I don't know if you watched this. Griffin won this last week, right?
Okay.
And you don't know what's going on in someone's life. And that's another thing about golf. You never know what's going on in someone's life. But this kid, his parents had lost their house in 2007. He had lost his card. He wasn't playing professional golf. He was playing golf on public golf courses and couldn't afford to buy another bucket of balls to hit balls. So he would just buy one bucket and hit and hit and hit and hit. And he was just asked a basic question after he won last week. And he just broke out in tears. But to hear that struggle, to hear that commitment and the dedication you have to have and the fortitude you have to have, and it's all on you. And that's what's different to me than any other sport. And it's just a great game to play. And you don't win very much.
No, and I think the other beautiful thing, well, a couple of things. The beautiful thing, too, is I just turned 72, and I can't play even flag football anymore. Pickup basketball would be a great way to blow out a knee. I kind of avoid pickleball because all the people I know are getting injured doing that.
Yeah.
But I can play golf, and sometimes I can even play pretty well. So that's a cool thing. And then we were talking about this yesterday. This relates to Nebraska because I started playing when I was 8 up in Omaha. The two states in the union that had the highest number of golf courses per capita, number of golfers, I should say, per capita, Nebraska and Minnesota. Huh. So if you're a golfer in Lincoln or Omaha, or even now these great courses they built in Western Nebraska, tons of people play golf here, and there's so much golf available, public golf and clubs if you're able to join. But it's even though you can't play all year round here, it's a fun thing. A lot of people play and enjoy it.
That's crazy when you think about it. People say, Steve, why you live in Nebraska, right? I mean, and if I didn't golf, I don't know what it would be like. But you got great golf courses within 5 hours. I mean, some of the best in the country, right? And it's truly amazing that stat is so real, right? And we're very fortunate to have all these great golf courses to play in and everything. I'm talking privately and public. You know, they got some really good public courses. But anyway, so we're going to have a good time today. But we got about 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left on the show. So,
yeah,
Jackson.
We'll go ahead and take our second break here.
Second break.
So,
we'll talk more about Action Jackson when we get back.
Yeah, all right. We're going to go ahead and take our second and final break. Don't go anywhere. More weekly Action Lessons when we come back.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Upgrade your fleet with a pre-owned 8R tractor from Landmark Implement. We offer a wide selection of used John Deere 8Rs, ready to bring power and precision to your operation. For a limited time, take advantage of 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2% for 24 months. We'll help you find the right fit for all your acres, all backed by Landmark's trusted parts and service department. Visit landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: patchy fog this morning, then a slight chance of showers this afternoon. Otherwise cloudy skies with a high near 69. Tonight a chance of showers with a low near 51. Tomorrow a chance of showers in the afternoon. Otherwise partly sunny with light winds and a high near 72. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats like Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Call or text us at 402-464-5685 with questions, or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Registration goes through May 30th.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Summertime is here. It's time to get to Brown's Shoe Fit for their May sandal sale. From now through May 31st, get $15 off all regular price sandals. Whether it's for hiking, or the lake, or just everyday sandals, Brown's has you covered. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your summer off right with the May sandal sale at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Play ball! Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back for one last segment here for weekly rap sessions with the All-American quarterback, Steve Taylor. And I was telling you during the break that earlier today I saw some news that Australian punter Archie Wilson is expected to visit the Huskers this weekend.
I like the name.
Visit. Archie Wilson.
Archie Wilson.
Coming all the way from Aussie, oi, oi, oi. So,
you know,
there we go.
Okay, how do you feel about that? I know how I feel about it.
I think, and I understand where you're coming from. I think I'm just happy to have like somebody, like we're getting a punter after Jack McAllister transferring out during the spring window. So
okay,
I'm just happy that we're getting a punter. I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm optimistic, but I have faith in Rule.
So when you're watching, Jim, you can chime in on this if you want. When you're watching football and you're watching punters from other schools,
okay,
all right, most of them conventional punters. I'm trying to see what their angle is. This is the only. I'm not quite sure.
I think I can.
Can you help me out
I've done a lot of reading about this actually. Part of the calculation here, we've got a new special teams coach, and I'm really optimistic about him. He's just a Nebraska guy, and he's been around, and he's smart, and he's got a lot of fighting spirit. And I think we're going to see a lot more energy on the punting thing. I think it is this. The NFL and college have two different rules in terms of when players can go down and cover a punt. In the NFL now, they've got to hold the linemen, or all the guys on the line have to hold until the punt is away. College, the players can go right down and cover the punt.
Never paid attention to that.
Yeah, so I think the calculation is with the rugby punter is that they're the prototypical punter would stand back there and kick a high spiral and try and kick it as high and as far as possible. The deal with the rugby punters is they can be more directional. So they are more agile. They can run around. They can kind of see where the punt returners are playing and kicking away from them. And then the lineman can go down and get the punt covered, and they can that way prevent a good return. So I think that's a big part of why they're doing it. And there's an Australian New Zealand academy for American punters where the American big universities are recruiting these kickers who are great at, this directional kicking that they are trained to do in rugby.
That's interesting. You bring the analytics to it, because I see it more as having just an athletic punter, a guy that can move. Right. And I punted a little bit in high school, and everything you said makes sense. And I see the strategic part of that. But I look at it as, okay, I just want a punter that's kind of athletic, that can move around and evade some people and be directional with his kicks. So in essence, I see the natural fit of a rugby punter. It's like having a first baseman that you want to be a left-hander.
No, for sure.
I mean, I see the common sense in that. So, I'm not all that gung-ho about it. I just want a guy that can punt.
We need a guy that can punt, a guy that can kick, and it's got to be great if we had a return game this year, because that was a big tradition here in Nebraska.
No, for sure.
And we had some of the best returners in the history of college football, Johnny Rodgers being the primary one. So it'd be good if we can get some good returns. That really helps. So
hey, if they can do that and be strategic with that, I just want a guy that averages 43, 44, 45, 46, yards a punt, right? And I just don't want the rugby style guy to be kind of one dimensional and can do that, but can't kick a punt to gain field position, which is what I want to see.
I think last season, Ohio State's punter was Australian or New Zealand young man, rugby style.
Because we've had some pretty good punters here.
Yeah,
they were not rugby style punters, were they not?
Had some great
Henry,
punters.
Maher. We've had some pretty decent punters. So
we've had pro punters, we've had pro place kickers. It's it'll be real. I think that's going to be a big difference. That not only does the new
I don't want to see any shanks when they're punting.
Oh, no. Yeah, like golf. The new offensive coordinator excites me, and I think the defensive coordinator is going to be solid and really good. But the special teams, the calculation is the special teams can win or lose you 2 or 3 games a year. So if we're at a higher level, and I think we will be, that'll be a real boost to getting to the win total numbers that we all really are rooting for.
If we get the guy, I like his name, Archie.
That's for
sure.
I
like Archie. That just kind of say it sounds like a successful name.
Yeah.
I know some guys are Archie that have been pretty good. So
absolutely. Well,
we'll
hopefully he comes here, has a good visit, and commits this weekend. Thank you guys for joining me. Obviously, it's good to be in here for this show.
Great job at your at bat being the designated hitter.
Of course,
I was wondering why I have not received any texts from my buddy Bach about some hot topics and everything.
Bach's over there living it up in the Philippines. So
well done. Enjoy, my man.
That'll do it for Weekly Rap Sessions with the All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Don't go anywhere. One-on-one with DP coming up next.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods,